Well, hello, my YouTube crazy friends. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Gotta get on my own channel. Woo woo. Okay. So, I'm waiting on some things to come in still. And here is one of the items that came in, and I'm going to give Mousy Deb credit for this one. Because Mousy made me my horsey thing, and she gave me an idea to do something for my dad. So one piece came in so far. So we're going to share. This open. This was actually a Hobby Lobby haul. And I'm pretty excited. I got a smaller one. I didn't get one as big as the one that Deb has. But I got two of these in the 8.5 by 11. Come on, box. Sit over there for now. Yeah, and it says it's a scrapbook album, but I'm actually going to turn this into. Oh, I didn't know it had pages coming in. Ooh, nice. I'm going to use. Hey, Stacy. I'm going to use this to start my dad's project. How are you tonight? Hey, Tina. I was just talking to you through my computer and you didn't know it. It'll be an upcoming video. It was an unboxing. So, I bought these at Hobby Lobby and I got the 8.5 by 11 and they're 3-ring binder and it says scrapbook album, but I'm going to turn this into something nice for my dad. One of them, but I did get two of them. These are really nice. They're called chipboard albums. I think he's really going to like this. He's got a birthday coming up in August, so I should have plenty of time to do this. Plus, this year in June, my parents are going to be celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. Can't believe it's been 60 years. So because I can't start this tonight, I'm going to set it off to the side. I got to get my pieces to get it started, and I don't have them all. I guess we get the color. Because I don't know what else to do. Do you have any markers? Do you happen to come across any markers that do not bleed through paper? I have cardstock, but it's what I'm going to use tonight. But yeah, sometimes we know how it goes when markers bleed through paper. And I love these markers, but they bleed through everything. These are the ones that are never supposed to go dry. Their long-lasting markers can be rehydrated if caps are left off. So I thought that was interesting. All you have to do is dip the tip into water and they rehydrate. So that's really cool because I had lots of dried out markers as a kid. They're called Faber-Castell, and they got these little grips on them. They're really nice markers. Well, that's good. I like crocheting. If you want to come up and color with me, Tina, you can. Just let me know. I know sometimes you have your grandkids with you, but I don't mind kids. I like hearing kids. It was so funny in May sale today hearing those kids in the background whispering. Makes you want to be a kid again. Let's tell secrets. A paint marker. I don't think I've ever played with paint markers. Interesting. I'm learning all kinds of interesting things this week. Especially about like embossing and how they have those little embossing pens that holds the powder. Because that's something else I want to play with in the future. Little by little, I'm getting there. But I'll show you a sneak peek of what I unboxed earlier. Check this out. We have some cool stuff over here. I wonder who made this. Ooh, and I wonder who made this. Ooh, I love all these colors. They're so cool. And look at this, would ya? Ooh, I wonder who made that. Yeah, I'm gonna tease you people. These are so pretty. Look how pretty these are. Gorgeousness. And I'm telling you, cameras sometimes I don't think do any justice. When you see these in person, they are so bright and so colorful. I love them. And this here, did you all see Treasure Books' 100,000 subscriber unboxing of her silver play button? Oh my gosh, I never laughed so hard. These are cool. Isn't it funny seeing somebody else hold your work, Tina, and go, ooh, look at this cool stuff. Tina did this. She did it. I'm telling you, it's Tina's fault. She does all this great stuff on her channel. And then she talks to you. I love when she has insomnia. Of course, last night, I just saw her come on when I went to bed because I was so tired. But look. Look at this. Look at this goodness. That's why I call her my favorite messy Tina. Look at all this stuff she does. Hey, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I got to show off some of Tina's stuff. And let me tell you, this is incredible. I don't care. You know, I know that there's some crafters on here that like brand new stuff. And I know that there's crafters that like the upcycle. We're all different. But look what she did with this junk mail. You cannot tell me this stuff is not pretty. She adds her little lace. She puts a little tag in there. You know, when somebody can make junk mail look pretty, you know they've got talent. Look how pretty that is. I love it. I don't care if it's new, upcycled, junk, whatever. I love it all. I'm so not picky when it comes to crafts that way. Look how pretty that is. How these ladies manipulate this stuff is so cool. I've only made one fold out of junk mail so far. Like, I haven't played with it enough yet. But I'm going to put a link in when you get the chance You're welcome, Tina. You guys have got to check this out because this was so funny. If you don't know who Treasure Books is, she hit her 100,000 subscribers. She's over now, but oh my gosh, this was the funniest video. It's so cute. I've only seen a few unboxings of the silver play button. Once you hit 100,000 subscribers, YouTube will reward you with the silver play button as long as you have like original content. And I've seen locker nuts unbox theirs. I've seen, oh, I can't remember, it was somebody else a while back. I've only seen a few, but this one is Treasure Book. Save this link to your watch later. I'm telling you, it is so stinking cute. She really outdid herself with her unboxing of hers. It's adorable. Hey, Carrie. And she's a crafter, so it's nice to see a crafter grow like that, you know? But she does a lot of stuff with junk mail. She's another talented person. I wasn't with her at the beginning of her channel because I didn't come in until a little later. I came to YouTube in 2017, so I wasn't one of her first subscribers. But when I found her, I really liked, I think one of her videos popped up in my thumbnails, how I found her. But I like her stuff. Okay. So I'm going to use the black marker. And this is fun because this is what we used to do on a rainy day. How are you, Carrie? I hope you're having a good night. We used to do this on a rainy day, and I'm telling you, this is a lot of fun. This is what we used to do as kids. And you can turn any of this into tags or whatnot. So this is what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to make a funky design on this paper. We'll end it there. Do you want to come up, Tina? Just let me know. I can send you the link if you want to come up and color with me. Haley and I are supposed to color together too, but I've been so busy this week. I hadn't had a chance. All the nights that she wanted to color, I couldn't. Then we're going to play in the markers and just color. And then when you're done with these, you can use your Big Shot. Like I'll probably cut my paper in half. I can use my Big Shot and turn these into tags. I could do whatever I want with them. But this will give color. I want to do a colorful journal eventually. I have not done one with bright colors yet. I have done coral that I was challenged to. Yep. And I don't know. I've made so many journals, I can't remember them all, but I know they haven't been real bright yet. So this will be a first look. It's actually not leaking through yet. I'm impressed. This is cardstock. So we shall see. Because I've been trying to get some that don't leak to the other side. There's Sandy. There's my sassy Sandy. We're coloring tonight, Sandy. You gonna color with me? I need to send her a coloring book. I love to color. These markers are definitely bright. Hey, Christine. Alrighty. Tina's over there petting her new computer. Ooh. Well, I didn't spend a lot on my latest laptop that I use. It's but it came with Windows 11. I didn't even pay attention, Tina, when I bought it what Windows it came with, but I figured they would have the newest. But I'm not impressed with two things with that. And one being that I can't get my printer to connect to the scanner of it. I can print an invoice. I could download an image and print it, but it will not let me resize. It prints it automatically as a 5x7. I'm not impressed because whether you tap on the picture and pull it up, it's the same thing both ways. Or if you right click a picture to size it's what I'm used to doing, it opens up Paint Shop. I'm like, what the hell? So there's got to be a default in there somewhere that's doing it for you. And I'm not impressed with that because it's hardwired. Like I even have it hardwired. It's not even set up yet. You know, hardwired, it should automatically do it. So I'm going to have my daughter come in here and help me because I don't know a dang thing about Windows 11. All I know is when you're on Windows 10, you right click to go to your Explorer and stuff on the left-hand side. On Windows 11, it's in the center of your bottom line. The where it pins everything to. Oh God, I cannot talk tonight. It's in the center. It's not to the left. And I can't get a shortcut to the printer on the desktop. The features are all messed up on Windows 11. What kills me is every time they come out with a new stuff, they think they're making it easier for us. Well, they're not. I think they're making it more complicated. It's like you just get used to one setup and then they screw it all up again. It's so irritating. I mean, what was wrong with Windows Home Edition? It was fine the way the setup was, but no, they had to change it. So, Windows 11's worse. So I can't figure it out. I haven't been on top of the tech game for a while. I do have a certificate in computers from the old days. Like I used to format and do all that kind of stuff to my computer, but this new stuff is just, I'm not on top of it anymore. So I've spent 2 hours down here trying to figure out Windows 11 and I just haven't done it yet. Because, when it went from Home Edition, because I skipped a bunch of Windows. And when Windows 10 came out, Windows 11, you used to be able to regular Home Edition, you used to be able to right click and print as many of the same picture, like different pictures. Like, say I have 6 grandkids and I wanted to put, I wanted a page, say of wallet sizes with all 6 grandkids on the same paper. Used to be you could right click and check mark every single picture you wanted printed on that page. Well, when Windows 10 came out, that feature was gone. So what you have to do for Windows 10 is you have to take the 6 separate pictures, stick them in one folder. You have to select all at the top, then print to get all of those pictures on one page. And it took it, I think it was a guy from the UK that did a video. I'm like, really? It was that damn simple, but when you Google stuff, sometimes they don't make it that simple. So that's easy to get more than one picture now on a page. Well, Windows 11, it's all messed up again. So it's going to be fun to try to figure it out. So once I get it figured out, I'll share, but I'm going to need another brain in my house to do it because I just don't have the patience anymore. I think my tech give a damn patience busted a long time ago because I can't figure it out. I'd have to sit down here for hours because I Googled a bunch of information on how to scan from the printer on Windows 11, and every step that they have on Google, my computer doesn't show it. So I don't know if I have to set it up wirelessly for that to show, but Wireless, usually, I don't like wireless, and this is the reason why. Usually, when everything's hardwired, everything just automatically works. I had a printer from HP come in, top of the line Envy, bought it on a Cyber Monday, the whole setup. Okay. I wanted to share this story. This is why I don't do wireless. This is just my opinion. I rather have the wires. Is because I had a black ink and a color ink come in, cartridges, and the black would only work if I would try to print from an image on my computer. The color never did work. Now, I stuck a piece of paper in the scanner and I hit copy. Didn't have no problem getting the color to work because customer service was arguing me saying, "Oh, your color ink cartridge is probably defective." I'm like, "No, it's not defective." Because there was one that came with it and it ran out, and then because I copied with it, and then I had a brand new one installed. I said, "It has nothing to do with the color cartridge." So, but when I would try to do an image off the computer, it would not work. So I turned around and I thought maybe they dropped the printer on the way or whatever. So then one day I could hear my computer teacher, his voice in my head, "Tammy, don't overlook the obvious." Because sometimes your computer might not work and it could be a cord. So that's what hit me is I told my husband I am buying a cord to plug in this printer to my computer and we're going to see what happens. Because you can't even troubleshoot that. You cannot even troubleshoot to Google, why is my color cartridge not working and not my black ink, without getting that it's a bad cartridge when I knew it wasn't a bad cartridge. Soon as I plugged that sucker in, people, it worked. It was because I had it set it up wirelessly that there was a problem with the wireless. That's why I don't like wireless. So I'm glad I plugged it in. That's why I can't stand wireless because I have more glitches with wireless than I have ever had with hardwired. Hey, Mel. So that worked. And I've never had a problem with it since. Okay. So then the next glitch that happened with this particular setup, because it's a desktop that I bought with the Envy. It's not a laptop, it's a desktop. The computer crashed. And I'm like, it's brand new. What now? First, I couldn't get the color ink to work. A year later, it crashes. Here the sign-in screen. How many people out there has ever typed in your password and your sign-in screen crash? I have never had that happen. I've been into computers since 2000, and I have never had that happen. Online, that is. My kids had ones earlier, but they were never online because we started out with the Quasar and floppy disks and all that. But it was like the sign-in screen, you're kidding me, right? I couldn't even sign into it. So it cost me $60 or $70 to have HP Tech come in. This was my first Hewlett Packard computer. I've never bought them. I've always been a Dell girl, and I'm back to being a Dell girl because of this. So he came in, he made this folder, and he had Tammy / and then the letter M for my last name, and he was like, set up a whole nother folder with a whole nother thing. But why? Why should you have to do this in the first place? So now I have 2 sign-in screens showing up, and it just crashed again. So the second time it crashed, I'm like, you know what? I'm not paying you people anymore. I'm done. I was like ready to throw it out the window. Well, when it crashed, the one thing I was proud that they did have was a root directory so I could go in and save everything that I forgot to take off of it. So I was able to get all my stuff retrieved, thank God, because that's so awful when you lose your stuff and you can't get it. So I got that stuff off of it. And I was playing around a bunch of settings, where you hit like F8 or something when you go to fire your computer up. I'm sitting there playing with all these buttons. I don't know what I did, but I reinstalled everything and took it back to manufacturing date, where it was even missing some things that I bought on it. Because when you go back to manufacturing date, you have to be careful with that, because sometimes back to manufacturer might not be extras that they've added before they've sold it to you. And a lot of people don't know that either, but I do. So I did lose some things, but I was okay with that because I can start from scratch. And that time it never crashed. I was able to get my regular sign up screen back up, but it's very glitchy. Like anytime I can't save anything to the computer upstairs because sometimes I'll see it blink like the screen, like it's going to go out again. So I just don't save nothing on it. I just use it for, printing. And then I have an external hard drive plugged in where I could automatically just save everything to that instead of the computer. And I haven't had a problem with it since. So that's working. It's stable for now. I'm okay with it. But this Windows 11, I had a Toshiba down here and it's been through 3 other people, a Toshiba laptop, and that's what it's like slow as molasses. I mean, it takes like 15 minutes just to load Etsy. It's ridiculous. It needs optimized and I don't have the equipment. So I think I'm gonna have my niece's husband do that because he's an IT tech, so he'll make it run faster. I just gotta get in touch with him to get that fixed, and I might plug it back in again because I can't get this Windows 11 to do what I want it to. So what I'll end up doing with my newest Dell computer with Windows 11 is I'll just use it upstairs. My husband can use it, whatever. But I need my other one back down here to be able to print and stuff because I have both printers set up for Instant Ink. And I want to be able to, I got it set up where I can run 50 pages a month and you only pay like $3 and something. It's so cheap to do Instant Ink because I was paying $70 for both cartridges together until I ran out, and you didn't get near what you get on Instant Ink. So this one down here is going to have a bunch of rollover pages by the time I get to use it. But if you don't use it for a month, it's okay because they'll let it roll over. Like I had 170 pages rolled over here recently. They only roll over up to so much, so you do got to use them. But what happens is they monitor because you have to set them up wirelessly and hardwire both, so that Hewlett Packard, when you pull up your printer status, it'll read when you're running low and automatically it comes out of my PayPal and it's mailed. So you never run out of ink. It's amazing. But it still saves you money, especially when the 70-some dollar ones one time dried up on me. You know how irritating that is to pay $70 for 2 ink cartridges and one of them dries up on you? It's not so fun. So I made up my mind that, I just set both of them up so that way I have 100 and it's still cheaper. It just amazes me how much money Instant Ink has saved me. I just can't get over it. So if you like downloading digitals or whatnot, you always have ink. I never run out of ink. But this one down here, I haven't been able to utilize yet because I can't get my scanner to work. But I am working on a second Etsy store. This is my surprise. It'll be coming up. I'm opening another name because I wanted something a little catchier without my name in it. And I do have a Facebook group set to private right now because I'm not going to launch it until I launch my Etsy store because they match. So I'm pretty excited because this is something different. I wasn't planning on doing it. And then I thought, I'm just going to do it. I've been working on digitals for the past month. And that's going to take a while to get done. So as soon as I get enough digitals that I feel it's fit to open my store, I'm going to launch. So I'm pretty excited because the digitals are turning out freaking fantastic because they're off of original plates and they are really nice. I've only showed 2 people a sample because I have sample across the picture. what it looks like, and they really like what I'm going to be loading. But I'm waiting. I'm kind of biding my time with it. I'm in no rush, but I do want to get this up and running because Etsy doesn't even show it in the search engine yet because I haven't really built it up enough yet. I typed it in. I'm like, wait a minute. It's there, but there's nothing in it. So, but I wanted a catchy name because I want to do merch eventually. Like, I would like to do mugs. I don't know if I'm going to do t-shirts. That'll be something to think about. But I want to do mugs, but I don't want to do, what was it? There's a common one a lot of YouTubers used when I first came here, but their prices are way too much money and the mugs are too short. I mean, when I want a mug, I want a mug. Like, you know, back in the day, your coffee cups were little. I want the mug where you can put like 3 coffee cups in one. So I did my own research and I found some sites that sell the mugs. My daughter owns a Cricut. So I told her what I'll do is when I make my first mug, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And then if anybody's interested, you're going to pay a lot less than what you would off of that website because I found a mug site online that makes them a lot cheaper and you get a nice size mug. And then she's going to use her Cricut to label my mugs. So I think that'll be fun. Or I can have it to where it's not a label and baked in. It just depends because you got to watch. One you can put in the dishwasher and the other one you can't. I bought a mug a long time ago that had Law and Order on it. And it wasn't the kind that was baked. And it came off in my dishwasher and I was not happy. So now I just have a black mug that doesn't say anything. But I didn't pay attention because I was bad and I didn't read the directions, but you weren't supposed to put it in your dishwasher. But it is what it is. I'm always making mistakes, but that's okay. That's what we do. But see, the thing is, I couldn't re-download it, Tina, because I didn't have a disc that came with it. Sometimes you get a disc and sometimes you don't. You have to ask. Just like when I used to format my computer, I used to ask for the Windows operating system and to be able to format because if you don't have it, you can't do it. That's how computer companies get you. And yes, when I took computer classes and I got certified in computers, that's exactly what they tell people because I answered that question in class. He asked me how to troubleshoot a printer and I raised my hand and I said, you have to reinstall everything. And he says, correct. Because that's how you fix a printer. The best way to fix it, I should say, is to reinstall everything. But I didn't have a disk. So I couldn't. Depends though. Sometimes you can go to websites and you can download drivers, but not all of them offer you to re-download the whole thing though, Tina. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't do it. Trust me, I check all this stuff first. And it wouldn't let me. For one thing, I didn't buy their maintenance for so many years, and that's what hurt because I had to pay $70 just for them to come in and do what they did because I didn't buy the extra. I say when you get a computer or a printer or anything, you should at least buy like the first 5 years insurance, and I didn't. I skipped over all that because I was trying to save money. So I could not download for the printer. I had a woman had a Epson telling me that she used to go and download drivers to update when she needed to update her Epson, but Epsons to me are expensive. They might be good printers, but you pay a lot for their ink. Brothers are worse. And I had a brother, not the inkjet, the other, and I had to send it back. It's like $80 a cartridge or more. I'm like, you people are crazy. Ink's outrageous. And it didn't print on cardstock. I'm like, why the heck would I want a printer that doesn't print on cardstock? And that was through Amazon, and I had to send it back. I sent it back for a refund because I told him, I said, geez, I mean, if it printed on cardstock, it might be worth it because the color was beautiful. But if it didn't print on cardstock, it's not going to help me any. So that's another thing. Whenever you pick out a printer, make sure it prints on cardstock, because some of them will not say. You have to ask that question, because there's a lot of printers that don't print on cardstock because it gets stuck in the feeder because it's too thick. The brother wouldn't even pick it up. I tried. I tested it before I sent it back and it would not pick it up. And I'm like, well, crap, because they had the tray on the bottom. It wouldn't do it. But a person lives and learns. You live and learn as you go through all the computer mistakes. Yeah, but they wanted to charge me. They charged me $60, Tina, just to come in remotely. There was no way I was going to ask them to fix my printer. And they didn't even do it. It had to crash again in order for me to set it right. They still didn't fix it, even with the money that I paid for it. So I said, forget it. There's a name. I can't remember what it's called. It was a program. It's not just the extra insurance. It was called something. I forget what it was called, but that's who I had to call. Hey, Kristen. How are you doing? Hey, I have argued with many tech people because I know they have to go through certain, protocol steps. I know the steps. I bypass them before I even call. And I've argued with so many tech people because I'm like, I'm past that. I'm past that. I'm past that. Like, I know what to do. I'm not an idiot. I wouldn't have got certified in computers if I was. But the point is they have to go through all these steps because it's part of their job, like a protocol thing. And then I have to wait and like sit there. I'm like sleeping by the time they get to the point I need them to be. Like one time I knew it was my your smell and your senses play a big part in computers. So when you hear something not working or you smell a heat, you can pick out certain things that way too. Well, my computer fan would not start, and I heard that it wasn't working. So I kept telling the Dell person, and he kept arguing with me like I was a crazy old lady. And that's another thing I hate is when tech people look down at you when you do know what you're talking about, customer service, because I told him the part that I needed. And so he sat there, baby. I said, fine, we'll go through these steps because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you, but you're wrong. I'm telling you, all I need is a date set up, a person to show up at my house, because that's the kind of service I get with Dells. That's why I like Dells. And I order straight from the manufacturers. I never order through Walmart or any other company because this way they come into my home to fix things. I told him exactly what I needed. And I said, all I need is a date from you. I'm not going to go through these steps with you because I know what's wrong with it. So finally, he shut up sent me to somebody else because he couldn't deal with talking with me because he was talking over me. So he sent me to, I guess, his manager or somebody, and I said, "Listen, this is all I need, and it's covered." I said, "I have the pages right here in front of me, and this is covered for you people to do this." So the guy came in, and what did he say? He sat at my table and said, "Guess what? It's your fan." And he replaced the fan. And after that, the computer works because I still have it sitting on my table. It's an XP Home Pro, professional. I still have it upstairs. It's not the Geek Squad, it's something else. Because the Geek Squad couldn't even answer another question I had. And that was that was a whole other issue. I actually had a friend who helped me through that works for the government because I had a real bad time. And he sent me a special disc to test what I needed to test, and come to find out that computer got fried because I had it plugged into a surge protector, and so many times your electric hits, it'll preserve. This was a lifetime guaranteed surge protector, and we had such a bad surge in our old house that it killed the surge protector. So they are not guaranteed. And I kept having these errors pop up all over my screens, and he sent me a disk to override, and he said, "This will test to see if it was your motherboard that was fried and if your information is still there." I also have a SATA drive, which is a ribbon that hooks into a SATA to where you can open up your hard drive like it's a external hard drive, except it's your computer hard drive. I know how to do that too. But the circuits were fried in the motherboard, so neither worked. So I lost everything on that computer that I had saved, which was just downloading pictures of my grandson off of a Sears website when I got hit. So we never did get those pictures. My daughter was upset, but she got the one she paid for, but we didn't get the rest of them. But when I called the Geek Squad to ask a question about what happened with that, they couldn't answer. So my friend that I met in the Hackers Lounge on Yahoo, who works for the government, he did help me with it because the Geek Squad just kind of sat there. And that was through not Hewlett Packard. The Geek Squad is their own squad in one of the stores. I can't remember if it was a Target. I don't know. It was somebody that I had to call. It was a store, but they couldn't answer me. So God, I can't think of what they called it, but it was not the Geek Squad. It was something else through Hewlett Packard. It's a program. I'd have to look back on my papers because you could get extra insurance for it, and I didn't want to keep paying, so I let it go. Yeah, Best Buy. But all I know is I've been through a lot of tech things in my years. But my very first computer, before it got hit by that lightning, it never saw a shop. Nobody ever took care of it but me. I formatted it. I erased the hard drive with a hard drive eraser. I took care of it, and it lasted me over 13 years. Even Dell was impressed. And I said, "Well, my husband told me, if you kill this computer, I'm not buying another one." So I had to make it work. He used to threaten me because I was always messing with stuff in it. I'm like, "Okay, Michael." So that's why I went into my local, they had a program at our, oh my God. Unemployment office. I walked into an unemployment office and I said, "Listen, I want to be able to maintain a computer and I need to be taught how." And it was at the time our steel mill workers were retired and they were teaching classes. You could take Microsoft to the advanced level in Word, Excel, Access, And there was something else. Word access. I can't remember what the other class was. But anyways, it's been a while. You could take your A+, which is what I took, and you could take Cisco, and you could take, they didn't go too advanced, like, they didn't go into, like, Delphi program or anything, they just went up to a certain point, and whatever you wanted to learn, you could. So I told him I wanted to do the A+ because that's where your hardware and your operating system is, and I still have my Cybex books upstairs. So I had to take all the Microsoft classes to the advanced level, and then I got to, in 400 hours, I had to learn them all to the advanced level, plus I had to learn A+ certification. So that's what I did. My teacher was funny because he said he actually repaired computers for a living. And the guys I hung out in the Hackers Lounge with on Yahoo were into internet security. And they taught me a lot just listening to them. And then when I took classes, it was funny because a lot of the stuff that they used, he used. So it was interesting. I miss the guys from the Hackers Lounge because we used to talk shop all the time. They would always talk about the new stuff that was out and just everything. It was just a lot of fun listening to him talk shop. It was like sitting in a room full of geeks. We had a C++ certified guy in there. We had a Delphi programmer in there. We had a guy that owned a Linux shop out in California. We had, or Arizona. He was out west somewhere. And he would stream the science fairs, like, that little vacuum cleaner, that little circle vacuum cleaner out that sucks up your stuff on your floor. That I saw that before it was ever released. He would take a Spider, his name was Spider, that owned the Linux shop. Spider with a Y. His screen name was Spider Elite. But anyways, he would take us to the science fair and he would stream it. And we would get to see all the new gadgets and stuff. I mean, like, I really miss hanging out with those guys. I really do. I still have a couple of them on my Facebook, though, that I talk to from time to time. But it's hard to ask them Windows questions because most of those guys quit using Windows a long time ago. They were all Linux geeks. But it was fun because they would talk about how computers began to where they're at today, and they would show pictures, and they used to share a bunch of stuff. It was really cool to hang out with them. It was because of those guys that I got the courage to get certified in computers because I got to listen to them and learn from them, and they were my buddies. They were like my Yahoo brothers. Miss chat. I wish they would come to YouTube, but they never did. Because they do know I have a channel. I told them. If they sneak and watch me, they lurk. I know Rad has a couple times. He lurks on my channel sometimes and gives me views. But I haven't talked to Rad in a while. He's on Pal Talk. I do have Pal Talk chat still. I'm just never in it. But anyway, my teacher used to tease me. He called me Stacks, and he said, "It's so funny watching you with the guys." I was the only female in that class. He said, because the operating system is the hardest and it comes so easy to you. He said, where the hardware is like nothing, and that seems to be where what the men like the most. I love the operating system part. That was my favorite. Downloading programs, learning how to work them all. Was a lot of fun. Then this one guy I was in class with, he said, my wife designs software. He says it's so funny. He said, because she can't make a file with, how you make a folder with your Internet Explorer at one time. He said she can't do that, but she designs programs. I thought that was funny. But sometimes it's just the specialty of what the person's into. Just because you have a Delphi programmer doesn't mean they know C++. They just know Delphi. It's just whatever the person was interested in, just like anything else. We watch the Olympics. You might have snowboarders and skiers, but just because you're a skier doesn't make you a snowboarder, But a lot of people, they don't understand that. And I remember idiots coming into the hackers lounge saying, well, if you don't know this and you know this, you must be dumb. That's not true. Just because they don't know the part you're talking about doesn't make them stupid. It's just that's the part they just didn't feel like studying, or they don't want to know. Just like crafters. A person might be able to create a junk journal, but it doesn't mean they can paint a painting on canvas. Everybody has their own niche. It's the same thing in computers. And that's why it's driving me crazy that I can't figure out the scanner, because that is my specialty in computers, is I do figure out how programs run. That's what the operating system is about. And that was my niche. So it will drive me crazy until I can figure this out. The longest I ever spent online was 14 hours in tech support. I'm going to talk about somebody that was tired. Because I can't stand when my computer has a problem and I can't figure it out. It drives me absolutely bonkers. If I didn't have a printer upstairs that already does what I want, I probably would have this one figured out by now. But I haven't paid as much attention to this one because I have another one that does it. But it'll get to me eventually. And when I figure it out, I will share it with people so that you're prepared if you ever get Windows 11. If you don't have it, I will share the info. I just hate when people know stuff and they don't share it. It drives me crazy. It's like, why wouldn't you want to help people? I like helping people. It's my nature. These markers are pretty. They really, really are. I'm impressed. And look, no leakage. That's really impressive. So I'm always usually miss leaky with these. I used this in an adult coloring book once, and they leaked terribly. I'll show you where it leaked because I have the book sitting right beside me. So I'm guessing some of these adult coloring books they don't have as thick pages as what you think. This is the one that leaked through, and I had to my glue book here. Is this book? No, there was something I drew in and it leaked through, and I had to cover the page. This one. I colored this and it leaked through. So I had to take my coffee dyed paper and cover it and change it to something else because all that color leaked through and I couldn't color that page. So that's how I fixed it. Hey, Kool-Aid. No, this one I did. This one here is done with something different because this has got glitter. See the glitter? This one here was done with something different, so it didn't leak through. But this one here is the one that did leak. I colored it with these markers because you can see the gray and all that's the same. And it leaked through. So I took coffee dyed paper and covered it. That's how we do. We fix stuff. And then another one, the horse one, I used crayons. And then another one, I used colored pencils because I have all of them. I have colored pencils too. That was a different one though. How are you doing, cool lady? Is that you, Stacy, and another ID? Or did you change your name? Or maybe you're a different person. I don't know. I don't know. This blue is pretty. This almost looks like an eyeball. I'm going to see something real quick. I can't find the name. It's going to drive me crazy until I think of it. Let's see if I could pull it up through Google. None of these are ringing a bell. There was a name, though. I had to go in for my computer and pay for it, but it's not showing up on the site. They gave me a name. I was typing in the HP tech support group name, but it's not telling me what they're called. I would know it if I seen it. It's driving me crazy because I can't think of the name. But they said I had to go in and I had to make a payment to this particular group, and then the guy called. Damn, I don't see it anywhere on the HP site. Smart Friend. Ha! There it is. It was called Smart Friend Services. There it is right there. See that? That's who I had to pay to come in remotely. Not the Geek Squad, the Smart Friend Services. I knew if I saw it, I'd remember. But that's who I paid $70 to, and they didn't fix it. When you don't have, because I didn't take out, usually I take out about a 4 or 5 year warranty, and I didn't that time because it was the Cyber Money's, but it's Smart Friends what it was. I knew there was a name. I don't know if Tina's still in here, but that's the name I was trying to think of. And they didn't help. But right now it's working, so I'm not complaining, and I don't want to jinx it. As long as I got one printer working, I'm good. But I like it because that printer up there, okay, if you tap on the picture, it'll just pull it up as one size. And you can print, and the settings never worked in that either. Like I could never set it to get wallets and stuff. But if I right click on the picture and hit print, it gives me the 8x10, the 5x7s clear to the wallet, and I can choose what size I want to print. This one down here doesn't do that. Yes, it was Smart Friend is what I was trying to think of, Tina. But I can't get that option to work on this one. And I like that option. So when you're scanning digitals in, the one thing that I come across is this. The digitals that I have plates for is coming out of a book from the 1800s. I do not want to take the book apart. So sometimes when you have that curve in the book spine, it makes you hard to get it. It makes it hard for you to get a straight up and down picture. It's a lot of work. So I take my art program and I crop the picture off of the book page. Then once I crop the book picture off the book page, I have to resize the image to a certain size. And then this is where you have fun with pixels. And no, I do not use what they use over in the United States. The program that I learned was Paint Shop Pro is what I like. So I have to resize the image and then I have to save it again, because if you don't resize, what happens is when you right click on the picture to print, it will not print in 8x10, 5x7. It'll cut parts of the pictures off. So you have to know your pixels more than your inches to be able to get this to work. That program's a little bit more finicky. I think over here they use Photoshop or something. I've never played with Photoshop. I'm a Paint Shop Pro junkie. So I have to make sure that this is the right size. So when I right click, you can print it without anything being cut off. And you have to be really careful when you're playing with digitals, because I have had that happen. Like I bought a digital set when I did Gothica. There was one digital set in there I had to be careful with, because when you print it and then you flip it and you print to the second side, it wasn't printing right. So whatever program they used, they didn't crop the images right to be able to get it to cover the entire page with what you wanted. What was happening was I would print out one side, it would print out perfect. I would flip it and go to print it again, and I would have like a black line down the other side. So it wasn't meant to be a double-sided image. And you have to be careful when you do digitals not to lose stuff, so that when people buy the digitals off of you, you want them to come out correctly. So that's how I had to do the digitals. And it takes time, because I do all that and then I save the images, and then I have two of the same, and then I'll pull one in and I put the word sample over it and merge it so that nobody can steal my pictures, because a lot of times you have to watch the little thieves on here who will save images, and if you don't have something over it, they just print it and take it. And I own, and I'm the only thing that I have to say about it is, yes, the 1800s is out of copyright, but if you own the book, that kind of gives you a little bit more copyright leverage, because you own the original pictures. So that's, and to the digital community, people who are going out paying for these, because I did not get this book for free, I paid for it. So what I do, that because you'll see disclaimers in Etsy saying, please do not share these, because the people who find the originals, they're trying to make their money back for what they paid for the books or whatever they're getting the image from. Once you buy a set of digitals, you can run them as many times as you want. They just don't want you sharing it with your friends, because then they lose money as the people finding the digitals. Because one set of digitals I have came from an auction. It's not a book. It's actually a photo album filled with these beautiful postcards that this artist, I mean, these are just gorgeous. And so what I did was I printed some out for people first and sold them that way before I turned them into digitals, because I wanted to be guaranteed I made my money back. And as of today, yes, I have made my money back on what I spent on the whole entire album. It cost me $70 to get this through an auction, which the site, it could have been worse because it was an estate sale, and there was 4 albums from the same particular artist, and I couldn't spend $300 to get them all. I wish I had the money for everybody, but I couldn't. So I had to back out of 2 of them. I was sad to lose the Christmas one, but it is what it is. I got the postcard one, and what I did was I ran them off and I put them in folders with a bunch of other papers, stuff that junk journalers can use, and I sold them for 10 bucks a piece. So I did make my money back. That's the whole thing about digitals, that people don't get it. And so now I can turn those into digitals, and whatever I make off of them is a profit now, which is fine by me, because the profit's going to go into paying for our house. I would just love to have our house paid off. I'm not asking to become a millionaire. I just want my house paid off. I would feel so much better if it was. So that's my goal with this next Etsy store. Something that matters. But the book digital, I haven't made the money back off of that yet, because I haven't sold those yet. But the sad part is that some people were making digitals and putting them on Etsy, and I've seen this happen too. And this wasn't even people scanning. This was people drawing their own digitals. And somebody in China was downloading their digitals and reselling them in China. And they were furious. And I do not blame them as an artist, but you know how much money it would cost to sue another country. It has been done, though, for stealing stuff. But that's the problem, is that people know some people can't afford it. So they take their stuff and then they resell it. And that's the hardest part about having digitals, because you don't know who is going to do that. And it's scary doing digitals on Etsy. At least to me it is. Now me, I'm scanning from a book, and yeah, I probably would be upset, but I'd be more upset if it was my art that was being stolen. But my stuff will all be out of copyright, so it'll be safe to use in your journals. I don't have any restrictions. I'm pretty easy with my digitals. The only thing I ask for my digitals will be to please do not share them, because it hurts the people who do all the work to get the digitals in the computer, because you're basically paying for the work and for me owning the copies. And other than that, you can use them as many times as you want in your journals. There's no limitation. You can rerun them in your journals. You can hang them on your wall. You can do whatever you want. Once you purchase them, they're yours. And I will be fair with cost, because I know that there are some people that do a bunch of little things like tickets and things like that, and they might give you like 5 pages for $3. Well, mine are going to be all $1 a piece, $1 a page, because they're not little and they're not going to be a page full of little stuff. Now, this is just the plate ones. When I go to do the, just to give a heads up, when I go to do the one with the postcards, I believe 3 per page fits on a page. So you will be getting 3 for $1 that way. But this makes it easier for me because I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time with random. So this way, you can see what you want, pick it out, pay $1, and you don't have to buy them all. But you got to remember, I'm not making that dollar. 20 cents comes off the top for the Etsy fee for me to post it. I don't know. I don't think they've raised it past 20 cents yet. But then the fees have went up. The Etsy fees are like, they were like something 5, it's like 6.1 or something. I don't know. But the Etsy fees went up. So in other words, 20 cents will come off the top. Then after you make the purchase, fees come out. So I'm only going to be making change off of these pictures. And I have seen a crafter who has a sale where she will print them for you and charges $11 or $12. So I think it's fair to charge $1 for the digital. Now, if it's littler things like, if I had a bunch of tags or, stuff like that on one page, then yeah, you're getting more. But this is just one picture per page for these plates. But once you get the digital, you can right click on that one picture and you can make 2 5x7s off of them, wallet sizes off of them. You can make as many things as you want, because I made the digitals to where they shrink without having anything cut off of them. And believe me, that wasn't easy. It took me 3 different, because I'm not good with pixels. I suck at it. But it took me 3 different measurings to figure out which one didn't cut parts of the pieces off of it, because I kept coming across that problem. I would go to right click and make them into 5x7s, and then I lost like a corner of a picture. It's like, okay, Tammy, okay, now you got to work on pixels. So then I had to go in and resize the images till I figured out what way you could right click and you could run it off as any size without any part of it being cut off. And I figured out the measurements and I write them down. But it takes a lot of playing to figure that out. It's not as easy as what people think it is. You can't just scan it in and voila, there's a digital. You have to make sure you're able to run it off in all the different sizes and still have good quality in your picture. But that's just tips for anybody that ever wants to make digitals. I'll show you how. I don't have a problem with that. I just think that a lot of people keep secrets because they don't want the competition. Where me, I don't care. I feel like we're all here to share, so why not? But I don't know how compatible Photoshop is with Paint Shop Pro. I don't know if you can do the same things on all the programs or if they're different. I can't answer that question because I've only played with Paint Shop. I got into Paint Shop when I was on MSN, and I saved all the programs. I have Paint Shop Pro 8 clear to 16. saved on an external hard drive. But 8's my favorite. It's a little backdated, but it works for me. I love creating animations in Paint Shop Pro 8. It's a lot of fun. I just wish we could bring animations offline. That would be a blast. See everything move. But Paint Shop Pro has a lot of the same things as Photoshop from what I hear. People talk about using elements and all that kind. You can use that on Paint Shop Pro too. I used to make water animations. I used to make it rain and backgrounds. I could take a still picture of a woman and make her hair blow. I used to have so much fun with that program. I sent Sandy some of the pictures I made with Paint Shop Pro back in the day. We used to be able to make profile pictures and put them on our Yahoo profiles, and they could be animated or not. Either or. And I noticed Facebook for a while there didn't allow anything animated because I know MySpace, it used to drag MySpace out to have a bunch of animations. It would lag my computer out like a gamer's computer. Sometimes I couldn't even get the pages to load on MySpace because they would be so animatedly done. But they were fun. I remember the MySpace days. I had a MySpace for a hot minute. Then I deleted it. Then I went to Facebook. Then I didn't like it because the arrangement was all different. And I deleted it. And then I ended up back into it because my cousin Mindy in Maryland's like, we got to keep in touch. So I did it for family. I told her, it's okay, I'll give it one more try. But I wasn't impressed with Facebook when I first started. I didn't like it. And now I'm used to it. I made my mom a junk journal book that she really likes. So I want to do something for my dad now. Something I know he'll like. Hey, Ja. How's Odessa? You know, YouTube's been a beast here lately because I can never see when people upload videos. It's like I have to search out channels to see people. And I double checked the last time I visited your channel. I double checked to make sure I was subscribed. I do need to go through my live streams and right click and visit people's channels that way too. Because I know I'm behind on some. Because I have a couple people, they don't really comment. They prefer just to come to the live streams. And I have some people that'll watch videos later. Me, I do both. She's doing great. Boy, she's got a head of hair. I'm telling you, she's such a cute kid. Now, this is Jaw. And I remember when me and her first met, and then she found out she was having a baby. We decided to throw her the first YouTube baby shower. You've been the first and only YouTube baby shower we put together, and it was so much fun. So we got to shop, send her goodies for her baby, and we got to watch her open her gifts. And I had one Yahoo mommy too. Her name was Lisa, and she was from Alabama. And she had had 2 boys previously and didn't think she could get pregnant again. And she did. And it was so funny because she's like, oh my gosh, my kids are grown and I wasn't planning on another one. And she had gotten rid of all their stuff. And she was having a rough time. And I remember her saying, I'm going to have to make his bed in a basket just to carry him around because she didn't even have a crib. So I had this great big box full of everything needed, you know, like your immediate stuff, like your bottles, your receiving blankets, and all this stuff. And I mean, I duct taped the heck out of this box. I remember when Lisa got her box, she was ready to kill me. She was out of breath. She was like really showing at the time that she got her box, and she's like, oh my goodness, you're making me work for it. She had to have her sons come and help her open her box shot. At least I didn't duct tape all your stuff together. I duct tape her stuff like crazy. Oh, that's so sweet. So Lisa opened up her stuff, but it was funny because we get to watch her have a baby shower on Yahoo, and it was just a lot of fun. I love doing stuff like that though. It's so cool. She was on my MySpace, and then she just kind of disappeared into the net. I think she ended up going off the net. But it was so much fun watching her. She was one of the regulars in my chat room for, oh my God, years. We were on Yahoo for 6 years. I love baby stuff. Baby stuff is so much fun. I remember when my daughter had her twins, her theme was thing 1 and thing 2. Oh my goodness. Another one. What? Is she going to be a big sister? How cool is that? Yeah, they did thing 1 and thing 2 for my daughter for her twins, and that was so stinking cute, having thing 1 and thing 2 all over everything. She called her babies baby A and baby B whenever she would go to her appointments. Oh my goodness, look at you. Are you going to find out what you're having, or are you going to wait for it to be a surprise? And congrats. You know what this means? She's going to have to share her toys. Wait till you hear the mommy, so-and-so broke my toy. The twins were funny because they kept changing personalities. Like one would act one time one way, and then the other one they would switch off. Oh, they were so funny. They had like their own little twin world. It was cute. The twins on my daughter, that was an adventure for all of us because I don't recall anybody in my family having twins until my daughter did. I think there was some generations down on my dad's side, but none while I've been alive. Now, my husband's side, they had twin boys. And they've all been fraternal. None of them has been identical twins. Jeff looked like his dad, and Richard looked like his mother. And the same thing with my daughter's twins. One looks like her and one looks like her husband. You're going to find out. Oh, I like surprises. I carried both of my children completely different. I carried Kristen so low. Everybody kept saying she's going to have a boy. I had both girls. I kept telling everybody people were like, how do you know? I said, it's just a feeling. I just couldn't picture myself changing a boy and getting PETA in the face. The only baby boy I ever changed when I was my nephew. I mean, he was the only one, and it was so funny when I would go to change his diaper because I would see all those TV shows. I would put the diaper over top so he couldn't pee on me. But oh my gosh, that's so funny. But he was like the only boy I ever changed as a baby because I always had girls around me, even as a babysitter. I think I only babysat a couple boys, but they weren't babies. They were a little older. But that's so cute. What's Odessa say? Have you told her yet? How does she feel about having another baby in the house? I was told when I was born and brought home from the hospital, my sister ran away. She was mad because she wasn't the only girl anymore. And she thought she wasn't going to be babied as the only girl. I thought that was hysterical when I was told that. My mean sister ran away. She ran to the neighbor's house, so she wasn't going to come home because nobody loved her anymore. She wasn't the favorite. Now, when my second child was born, they had a program in the hospital that I went to where you could talk and introduce the second baby coming so that the oldest child was happy, to get him excited about it. And I liked that program. I thought that was really cool. My oldest daughter was funny though. She pouted a little bit. Like when her sister came home, she was excited. But then one day she sat in a corner and she pouted because she said that the baby was more important than her. I said, no, she is not. And we had to sit down and talk with her. But other than that, that was the only time we ever had Jade pout. That's so cute. Sandy. Yep. And she's still mad. That's so funny. Oh, that's so cute. That's a baby sister for Christmas. Tina, that's so funny. That's hysterical. Oh no, John, that's cute. It's a prince. That's adorable. Tina, that's funny. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. So does anybody ever remember the very first time when you were a kid and you had to stay somewhere that wasn't at home and how it made you feel? I do. I have to share the story because it was funny. I was staying at a cousin's house for the first time. Now, mind you, I had one grandmother. I used to pack my suitcase every Friday and say, I'm going to grandma's house. So I never had a problem staying anywhere. But I had one relative that I went to stay with. It was a cousin for the first time. And their mom was such a baker. Oh my gosh. She made all of our birthday cakes and she did the specialties. Like, oh, her cakes were so good. And she would always do the really nice themes, where they're the shape of a car and all that kind of stuff. And she made all her cakes from scratch. She was a really good baker. And she was also the neighbors. And so I was over there playing. They had a pool. They used to have a lot of pool parties. And I can't remember how old I was, but I remember I packed my suitcase and I wanted to stay with my aunt. So I told my mom I was going to stay. And so I don't even know what happened. I just missed home and I wanted to go home. And so they called my mom and my mom was like, oh, she'll be all right. And I said, no, I want to go home and I want to go home right now. So I packed my suitcase, set it out on the porch, and I literally sat on that suitcase. It was pouring down, raining. And I sat on the suitcase until my mom come got me. I was not budging to go back in the house, but I don't know why. Like, I can't remember the reason why I even wanted to leave, but it was funny. I just wanted my mother. So my mom come and got me, and I went home, and I was happy. And then I never stayed there again until I was a little older. That's the only time I remember doing that as a kid, but I thought it was funny. Memory flashbacks we have. But I had one grandmother. My goodness, I love staying with her. I had one grandmother that loved having kids around and she was down to earth. And I had another one. She was kind of snobbish, which was kind of sad. I don't know why she was that way. But the snobby grandma, she liked to play the piano. She crocheted. She had a lot of talent. She was a quilter and everything, but she just wasn't a down to earth person. She had one closet in her house with toys in it and puzzles, and she said, "This is the only place you kids are allowed to play." And we couldn't touch nothing else in her house. She was just weird. But my other grandmother was the total opposite. She had a couch. She called her Davenport. And it was a pull-out couch. She would lift up the bottom and the back of the couch would lay down and it would turn into a bed. And that's where we slept whenever we spent the night with her. She had a wonderful, wonderful feathered quilt. Oh my God, I love that thing. It was so squishy and it was so cool in the summertime. She had a player piano with chipped keys. We used to play with that thing all the time. But she used it as a knick-knack holder. But it was a really cool piano. And then, but she never played music with it. Like, she never used the player piano part with the music sheets. You could just go in and strum on it. But she had all of her knickknacks on it. My brother got it when she passed away. And he had it all sanded down and turned into a rifle cabinet because he's a hunter. And it was really cool because when they sanded it down, this year popped up and there was two guys with mustache handlebar style mustaches on them. So it was a really old piano, probably valuable. I don't know, but that was a long time ago. But he still has it as a gun cabinet. They turned it over and they added a glass door to it and they gutted it and turned it into a cabinet. But the handlebar mustache guys are at the top and it's got a year on it. But it was really cool what they turned it into. She was a sweet lady. Every time I was sick, I'd go, I'm staying at Grandma's house, and I'd pack my suitcase. She had a party line on her phone. I remember her neighbor ordering groceries. Are you leaving me, Sandy? Well, sweet dreams, Sandy and Tina. It's early here. It's only 10:35. Look at you guys. You're early birds. Sweet dreams. I don't know if my one grandmother would knew how to do tatting though. But she had some really small crochet hooks for sure. I just wished I would have known her a little better. I don't know why her kids never learned to quilt. That would have been cool to learn. These markers are pretty. All right, Jaw, you give her give her a kiss for me. That's too cute. And I'm so happy for you. And sweet dreams to you too, Dessa. It'll be so cute to see the new baby. I'm excited. Another new baby. I just flung clear over there. Now I gotta find the lid. I'm gonna finish coloring this. Let it dry overnight just to make sure it sets. And then I'm gonna turn this into tags. I want to see how this rolls out. I'm going to play with this on my die cut machine, see what I can create with it. I don't know if I'm going to make tags with it or just run it through under some of my die cuts and see what I create with it. Pull this out. Come on, little lid. Where did you go? I lost this lid. Oh my goodness. Could have got far. There it is. Okay. Thank goodness I had this little stand here now. Alrighty. coming out pretty colorful. Very, very colorful. If anybody ever wants to come up and craft or color or whatever, just let me know. More than welcome to join me on my panel. I like having company. Fun, fun times. Boy, this smells so good. This really does. That scented thing I showed you last week that I plugged in smells good. Okay. Start back over here. Such pretty colors. Pretty, pretty colors. I like this teal. Where can we add yellow? Let's put yellow over here. My daughter used to say Lello. She'd say, Mommy, yellow, Lello. Where's the Lello? Ooh. Any of you see the new drops they have out in commercial? Me and my husband were watching TV last night, and they say there's a new drop that you put in your eyes or something, and it gives your vision back temporarily. I found that very interesting. I was like, "What?" Forget what it's called. But I said that would be cool, especially for night vision when you're driving, as long as it doesn't affect your eyeballs. Not exactly sure what this is supposed to be. Maybe like a peach color? I feel like I'm doing an ASMR video. This looks like a grungy gold. This looks like a picture from the 70s, like groovy. Hmm. There. I like these little end pieces over here. It's just pretty cool looking. Pretty cool. Okay, now once that gets there, then we start over. do something real quick. Okay. What did I do? Oh, there it is. Okay, that looks better. Alrighty then. There we go. It's over here. And we'll use purple. Well, hello, Crypt. Hey there, Peg. What made you decide to change your name from Pig to Crypt? You sneaking in with your eyeballs. I had a busy week this week. I did see you go live a couple times. I thought, oh, I should go in and listen to some music. But then I forgot. Because I was busy. I'm trying to clean a bunch of areas out in my house because we're having a yard sale in June, and I load up my vehicle, take it down to the back garage, empty it, and continue. So far, I got one load unloaded and another one full to unload. So I've been a busy girl purging my junk. Gotta purge my junk. So how have you been, mister? You could always come up on my panel and color with me, Peg. Get yourself an adult coloring book. I find this so relaxing. I love to color. Takes me back to being a kid. Have an ASMR coloring match. Oh, that's good to hear. Me too. I've been pretty good, just busy. Just busy, busy, busy. Still building up my pantry. And I'm learning some interesting recipes. I made a really good rice recipe the other night. It turned out really good. The only thing is it was a little salty. So I'm thinking, because it has a lot of spices in it, I'm thinking if I take some of the spices where it has a full teaspoon, I think I'm going to take those ones down to a half a teaspoon and tweak it till I get it right. I try not to have a lot of salt in my foods because, you know, as you get older, that stuff's not good for you. But, you know, it's pretty reasonable to buy rice is pretty reasonable. You know what I mean? To purchase. Gonna get a 10-pound bag for a reasonable price. And I was looking for storage containers. So I started to save some, you know, like grape juice containers and stuff like that. But and the tomato sauce and a couple milk jugs, but ugh, I couldn't get the smell out. I soaked them in Dawn, but I don't have any vinegar. I need to get some white vinegar and soak them. So I ended up storing them in Tupperware bowls because I don't want my rice to go bad. I'm trying to build some up on my pantry. Shelves. So the bad thing is my Tupperware bowls, I need those back empty because that's my storage containers. So I'm going to have to figure out either how to soak the smell out of these containers or buy some buckets and start hoarding. I want to build up a rice bucket and a flour bucket. That's my goal. I've been watching some pantry videos when I'm cooking and stuff like that. Hey, Betty. Sweet, sweet Betty. Have you been busting those scammers lately, Betty? Scam busting Betty. That's too funny. Hey, Barney Rubble. Where's Bam Bam? That's too funny. You know what I want to know? I got a mail the other day that came in my mailbox, and I was really curious. You're welcome. Is it was a letter, it was copied by a politician. How the heck do they find out your first name and your middle name and your address and get all that information? That's what I would like to know. Where a person gets a mailing list to be able to send stuff to people's mailboxes. I never could figure that out. I know some websites people they buy them or something, but I don't know how they do that through the regular mail. Like I'll get some mail, it says to the resident of, but who is allowed to give that out? You know what I mean? I've always been curious about that because I really don't know. Well, hello, Lazama. How are you doing? I love emojis. They're so cute. Betty. You tell him. Maybe Bam Bam's got his club out and he'll hit him. That's too funny. I used to love Pebbles and Bam Bam. I thought they were so cute. My husband, I used to wear my hair a certain way, Betty, where he used to call me Pebbly Poo. Whenever I would clean, I still do it. I pull a ponytail on top of my head and puff it out. And my husband says, "You look like Pebbly Poo from Pebbles." Those were our Saturday lineup cartoons. I miss my Saturday lineup. You're quite welcome anytime, Lazama. My black marker. I'm going to take and seal this off so I can color it. I don't want that left white. So I'm going to color it this color. Do you like true crime? Any of you in here like true crime? One of my favorite true crime channels just got her silver play button. She's all excited. Her 100,000 subscribers. Lots of people working hard for that 100,000 subscriber button. Really? That's crazy. Oh, hold on and I'll share with you. This is who I was watching before bed last night. I like watching his channel. Plus, he's got podcasts. Ooh, he's got a big channel already. There's Mr. Ballin. If you like true crime, he's one favorite. And then here's the girl I like watching. She's funny. She puts her makeup on while she's telling you stories. and she's really good at it. So if you want some makeup looks and listen to true crime, oh my gosh, not me. I love true crime. And there's her channel. Her name's Danielle Kirsty. They're my favorite 2 true crime tellers on here. I love their channels. And I'm sharing. But she does makeup while she's telling you true crime, and it's so cool. If you're up late at night and you want some spooky stories. They tell them really well, though. I mean, it's a lot of research, what they do. You would have to turn your channel into a full-time job. Seriously. If any of you ever see my Sunny Fun Time mails and you've seen the same video twice, please let me know. I did the same darn thing again tonight. I caught it, though. Is I have them all in a folder and I was uploading them, and sometimes if they take forever, I leave them continue and I go upstairs. I forget to delete them. And I, I had a friend say, it was like deja vu. She says, I was watching your video and I started watching it. I'm thinking, didn't I see this already? Here I did. I put up 2 the same video. I'm like, what the heck, Tammy? So, today I caught myself doing the same thing. I uploaded the same video twice. I was like, what the heck? Because it had the same thumbnail. So I had to delete one off and put a different one up because I'm trying to get my Sunny Fun Time mail playlist done and my folder empty because I need to get back into books, which will be coming soon. Just not yet because I'm busy with some other stuff offline. So I haven't been able to do my book videos in a while. I'm trying to purge my house. It's too hard to go through books and get them ready for videos at the same time you're purging your house. My time is very limited. It's a juggle. Because I think probably people are getting sick of watching my shopping hauls. Because I do like being a variety channel. I forget who it was that asked me to do a makeup look the other day. I'm like, no, I don't want to do a makeup look. I'm too busy. I haven't done a makeup look in a while. I'd rather do a skincare video. I like skincare better. This is turning out really pretty. Really, really pretty. I like it. But let's see here. Yes, they're good. Military mail. The only military mail I get is from one of the places that I like. I like DAV.org. That's one of my favorite places I like to donate to. But I found them. They didn't find me. I went online and looked them up. Disabledveterans.org. They always send me stuff like extra cards and different things like that. And I like supporting St. Jude too. I like Marlo Thomas. Is that interesting? That's on. Me too, Peg. Me too. I like those true crime channels. My favorite author was Anne Rule when she was alive. Oh, I loved her books. She was an amazing true crime author. She was also a police officer. She did a great job. She did. She did. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Where is College at? I haven't seen him in a while. Well, you both take care. I hope you have sweet dreams. I don't know. I don't know where he's been hiding. Usually he likes to lurk on my channel and spy. But I haven't seen him tonight. You're welcome. You're quite welcome anytime, Betty. Wait a minute. I'll go this way. I put him in the wrong place, probably. Going to the right. You'll be back. Are you leaving too, Lazama? Tonight I've been getting people in spurts. They'll come in and chit chat for a little bit and then they leave. It's all good. Well, I am glad you got to stop in to visit. And thank you. Sweet dreams, Lazama. I'm going to finish coloring this. My hubby should be home soon, and I'll be going to in a bit. Well, you got to do what you got to do. It's all good. This color. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. These markers are interesting. They have an interesting texture. You can feel it when they dry. Definitely different. Bye-bye. Okay. The tip there. And then we will go here. And that is part 1. Look how pretty that turned out. I love it. Who says we can't make funny squiggly stuff? So then part 2 is I'm going to take these corners off. Sweep these off. Oh, hubby's home. I can hear puppy doing the happy dance. And then I'm going to take this and do this. It's one of the reasons why I had a mat on the table tonight. So that way if I went off my paper, it'll be okay. It's still some squiggly lines in here. There. And then I'm going to go random. So this way, if I go on the table, it's okay because my mat will wipe up. All I gotta do is get a baby wipe and it'll wipe that right up. Oh, our water's working. We had a busted water line earlier. Water break somewhere. We didn't have water. Second part is taking the color clear to the edge of the paper. Hey, Stacy. Yep, this is the first one. I'm still working on it. I do the inside, then I clip the edges to make it to where it's rounded, and then I started on the outside. And then once the outside of this is done, this page will be finished. And then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot upstairs probably tomorrow and use some dyes on this to see how it turns out. Was going to make tags, but I thought, you know, I've got other dyes upstairs. I'm going to play with them and see what I can come up with. This is fun. I enjoy this very much so. First. Playing with the color purple. Purpley poo. My black marker for a second. Didn't take that all the way to the edge. Make sure I did all the way around. Okay, the rest is done. And then use gold here or yellow. And then let's go with orange. And then we'll go with this color. We'll go with a red. And then let's go with this color. And then we'll go with this color, pink. This is like a plum shade. And do a red up here in the corner. And then we'll do this color. Pretty gray. And then we will do let's go with this color. Almost like a teal. Darker blue. It's pretty. Come on. Okay. Okay. Hey, Deb. How are you doing, Deb? Long time no see. How are you feeling? I'll be all right. Just give me a second. It'll kick in. Hey, Beth. Just wait a minute. Let me do something real quick. Okay. See if I'm still frozen. Let it catch up. Hey, Ben. No, I'm not frozen. I'm good. I think there was a delay, though. Thank you. I always have a delay with with YouTube. It's usually about 30 seconds. How are you doing, Ben? Welcome to my channel. I don't think I ever saw your ID in here before. This used to be my rainy day scribbling when I was a kid. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to try something with it because I have a Big Shot die cutting machine. I'm going to have fun playing with this piece. Oh, you leaving us, Deb? Well, that was a quick visit. You gave me a hi and a bye. Oh, you mean the glass windows? Yeah. It kind of does, huh? Yeah, these are different markers. I've only played with these a couple times. I'm fairly new to them, but I wanted to test them out on cardstock tonight because they definitely leak through paper. But I'm pretty impressed with them so far on cardstock. I bought this cardstock at Walmart, and see, it hasn't leaked. I'm pretty impressed. It also has texture to it that you can feel when you're done. But these are what the markers are called, and they're long lasting. It says on the back, so I can get it to focus. It says can be rehydrated if caps are left off. Just dip into water. Dip the tip. These are supposedly never to go dry. So I found that very interesting about these. Because as a kid, I used to leave my lid off all the time. And my markers would dry out. These aren't supposed to do that. So I find that very interesting about these markers. They're called Farber, Faber Castell. And they got grips on them. They're different. I bought these off of a crafting sale. And I thought, you know, I'm going to check these out. I'm hoping soon I want to work on a project I'm going to make for my dad. He loves trains, so I have a project in mind. And I got part of it so far. I just got to collect the rest of it. I'm going to use this chipboard. This is a scrapbook, but I'm going to turn it into something else. And I'm going to have fun with it. So this will be coming up. I try to find different styles of projects to do live. Just use blue. Let's go with this color. But I gotta find the pieces. I got some pieces I gotta find, and I got a piece coming in the mail to go with it. So it'll be fun when I got everything gathered together. Can I do? How about a bright color? Let's do yellow. When I was a kid on a rainy day, I took a black marker and swirled this on this cardstock, and I've been coloring it. That's what I'm doing for my live tonight. And I'll leave it set. to make sure it's good and dry, and then I'll run it through my die cut machine. I have some new dies I want to play with. Okay, so we have like an orange color there. So let's go with let's use a blue. Yep, that's true. Sun shines through. Stained glass windows. They're very pretty. I grew up in a church that was like that. Had beautiful windows. Oh, I don't care about points. My whole thing is I like the right kind of feeling here more than I do points. I don't know, I got a pen in the mail as a sample because I've done business with this company and I'm really not impressed with their ink pens. They're charging an outrageous amount of money and the ink never lasts. So I'm really not impressed with that. I find pens really hard to find lasting ink. Let's do, how about, we're going to go with the lighter green. All right, Mr. Ben, you have a good one. Thanks for stopping. I appreciate it. Very much so. I like having visitors. You take care also. There's that one. And what would be pretty by the red? How about do this one? we have that. And then let's do a darker green here. And then the last color we shall pick will be, oh, let me think. What will look pretty beside orange? How about a nice pretty brown? And voila, it is finished from beginning to end. Coolness. I like these markers. So, these down here. I'm going to grab a dampened baby wipe. We're going to wipe this off. This is the mat I use. See? Picks up all the marker or paint or whatever. I love this mat. It's a wonderful crafty mat. You can put paint, whatever you want on it. Wipes right up. And then clean off my regular mat. I got some glue stuck to my horsey. This here. I need a paper towel. This poor mat, what I put it through. My camera's lopsided. Oh my. Because I keep bumping it. And look how pretty that is. Very nice markers. I'm impressed. Very, very impressed. And it didn't leak through. That's even more impressive. Pretty. I like it. Something else. I'm gonna have to look for that. Alrighty. No, I'll wait till tomorrow. And I'll take it to my big shot's upstairs. I have one down here, but I don't have the dies down here to go with it. So I'll take it and put it through it. Isn't that pretty though? I like it. I like it. I like it a whole bunch. And this was only cardstock from Walmart, so that's not bad. I don't know what dies I'm going to use on this yet. I'll have to look at my die sets. It's hard to tell. I've been working on flowers here lately, but I don't think that's what I'm going to do with this one. But it'll be pretty to see how they turn out, punched out. I'm excited. This is pretty, though. It almost makes me want to put, like, a pretty word across it and frame it. Like, inspire or something. You know what I mean? But I'll cut it. I wanted to try one of these to run it through my die cut machine and see what I can create with it. It'll be fun. I would do my die cutter under my arm, but I have to pull it way up because my Big Shot's a bigger one. And it's too hard for me to do my Big Shot like right here because I don't have enough space. But I'm impressed. I'm really liking these markers. They are very pretty. I think I bought these off of Marianne's Paper Peoples, who introduced me to these. I bought them off of one of her sales. And I like them. Very vibrant. Another thing I've learned to enjoy too is Dylusions. Dylusions has some beautiful paints. I think that, I don't know if that's what Tina used on these or not, because she does the jelly plates. I don't know if that's what she used on these or not, but look at her beautiful stuff. But I like Dylusions paints. I painted with my finger painting, but I don't do jelly plates. I don't have any. That's one craft I just haven't really been interested in trying that yet. I'm still doing some other stuff I want to play with. Like alcohol inks will be coming up in the future. And I love playing with Nuvo mousses. That's one of my favorite things to do. And what's another thing? Oh, embossing powders. That's another thing I haven't played with yet that I want to. Alrighty, Beth. Well, thanks for coming. It was nice of you to pop in. Yep, I'm getting ready to go too. My hubby just got home from work. Take care, all. And I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in and visit with me because I love having company on my channel. And if you ever want to come up and craft with me, all you can do is ask. And I'll put the link in and you can pop up here. You can color with me or you can paint or whatever you want to do. Because I like having crafters. I like having people. Or if you just want to come up and gab, you can do that too. But thanks, everybody. And whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one. And I will see you soon. Bye.